Hello, hello. How are you doing today? What is happening? So, we started a new month, which means we have all the empty products from the last month. And I actually have a decent sized bag, not as big as some of the other ones, but they actually have some different products that some things are the same, but some things that I, use on a daily basis, and some things are different. Some things are things that I kind of added into my routine and to try some new things, and some things I'm actually really enjoying, and some things that just companies are phasing out, which makes me so mad. I wish they weren't phasing them out, but it does give me the opportunity to try some new things and incorporate some new products into my life. Okay, so anyway, before I get too involved here, if you enjoy this video, don't forget to hit thumbs up. Don't forget to hit subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. And don't forget to hit the notification bell so you can be notified when I upload more videos, okay? Okay, so let's see. First off, do I have more of these? No. Okay, this was a line that I used to have on my website, on my Avon website. The Ceramide and Argan Oil Moisture Essentials Shine Conditioner. This I used, I used this whole line, the shampoo and the conditioner. I bought a bunch of them, okay? And I'm going to be using them to kind of like for a long time because they phased them out and they only have a few. At one point they had one that was for body and they had one that was for this one is the Shine line, and then they had another one for something else, another type of hair, dry dull hair, something, and they had another one moisture or something. So they had a whole thing, and then within a year and a half, they brought in other things. So then they phase out the older lines, especially if they're not that big of a seller. But I like this particular set in that line. So I bought a bunch of the shampoos and the conditioners, and I also like to do deep conditioning with this on my hair, especially right after I color it. Also, I'll work it into foils when let's say if I want to, like when I did my roots this time, I did the color, but I wanted to weave out these pieces and not completely cover them over, so it would still leave them out so they would still look like highlights without putting any extra bleach on my hair. So what I do is, instead of putting chemicals, I'll weave it out as if I put the conditioner in a bowl and literally paint the conditioner on inside of a foil, and then weave it so that way it's left out, and then when I put the hair color in between, that way the highlights are left out and I still look like I have highlights. That's something that I can do as a professional because I know how to do that. But many people, or sometimes you might add a little extra, highlights at the end with the actual, lightener after I've done my color. But this way it helps save my color, so the highlights, so that when I cover up my gray, which I have a lot of, but that's one of those things that's like a hairstylist tip that a lot of people don't know. So when they do their hair at home and they have highlights, they'll be covering up everything and they don't wonder why their highlights disappear so quickly. So I did that this time, but I usually would buy 2 or 3 of these because I was using them in that way, as well as deep conditioning my own hair, as well as deep conditioning other clients' hair. But unfortunately, I think I don't even know if we still have it anymore, but I still have a bunch of them, and I'm going to be using them up in the next, probably I've got enough shampoo conditioner for the next year and a half, and that's what I use when I color my hair, because I really like how, has my hair feeling when I'm all done, and, it's just a great line. So, I think maybe you can still get it, maybe possibly Amazon, other reps who might have a backlog or a supply. But right now we only have the pink one, which I think was the volume one, and I think we just have the conditioner of that one and not this one. But anyway, I used it up, and there's more to go because there's so many in that collection. Okay, so the Belief brand of products. Okay. This brand, this is the Jelly Cleanser. This is one of the face washes I use. It's an excellent face wash. I would say it's technically you can use it on all skin types, but I really prefer it if you've got normal to oily or oily. It's excellent for that. You can even there is a kind of a medicinal scent to it that really makes you feel like you're really getting your face clean. It's excellent. Avon got bought out by LG, which is like of LG Electronics, which also owns a majority. They're the umbrella company to a majority of multitudes of beauty products in Asia, which the leaf and the product line I just showed, the conditioner I just showed, are part of that family of products. So that when that happened in 2019. And this is the North American Avon. I don't know about international Avon. They have different parent companies, different things. But as far as America goes, this is our parent company. So because of that, it enabled Avon reps like myself to carry products like Belief, which are usually found only at Sephora or Ulta, which is a wonderful benefit to being a Avon rep. Now, a lot of people just think, oh, if you're selling you're just selling these very inexpensive, everyday kind of, I would say low price point products, but we also carry Belief. Now, for a while there, we were carrying the full line of Belief and lots of moisturizers and even the fragrance and all this stuff, but for whatever reason, they're bringing in other things, and with the jelly cleanser is one of the few Belief products we still have left. So anyway, the tubes, you can see how big the tubes are. I buy the tubes, and this one lasts me probably 2 to 3 years because I'm alternating with 2 other cleansers. So I just ran out finally, and I just recently replaced it. But it's an excellent product. You can find this on my website. It's available. It's a great, like I said, it's a great cleanser for after you take your makeup off at night, before you moisturize, or in the morning when you first wake up after you brush your teeth. Do a nice cleanse with this. It's excellent, especially great for men, especially men who have a tendency to get more oily throughout the day. It's excellent. It's wonderful. Okay, so let's talk about something another thing I haven't shown. Okay, so because as a professional stylist, I go to beauty supplies often, and one of my favorite lines and professional products is Sebastian. I have been being in the beauty business for 42 years. Sebastian was just taking off around that time, and we're talking Sebastian Cellophanes, Spritz Forte, Shaper, the big cans of Shaper. A lot of people remember when they think of the 80s, they think of Aquanet and whatever. Okay, yes, the average as we would call pedestrian types of people would buy Aquanet, but many of us in the beauty business, we were creating those big hairdos, whether it was the big perm or some of those spiky looks, or those short spiky shaggy haircuts, or those shaggy bobs with the spiky bang, or the pieciness, or all through the 80s into the 90s. Those products still exist. Some of the Shapers still exist, the Shaper Plus. I wish Spritz and Spritz Forte were still around, to tell you the truth, because for one thing, I love the way they smelled, and I love their hold. But, the world is into softer hair right now, and they don't want that super crunchy look. But anyway, Sebastian is that company. They have excellent product. I can't say enough good things. The products are excellent. Their styling education is excellent. Hair cutting education is excellent. If you watch a video from how to cut hair in some of those 80s styles, you could still use those techniques. Even if you're not going to cut that style, you could use it to do a PC bang, or a curtain bang, or a layered shaggy bob, or what we now call the wolf cut that is so popular, but it's just layers. But that's, all those techniques, so were very popular back then to create those what I call iconic 80s haircuts. Those techniques are still used by hairdressers today. Unfortunately, they're not taught enough in school, because every time I see a post, I see tons of people saying, I used to be able to get my hair cut like this, or in this way, or I used to be able to find hairdressers that knew how to give me the spiky bang, and I'm talking about men's haircuts too, like, just a normal men's haircut, but that's a little spiky on top. Somehow they can't find people that do it and have a tough time, and a lot of it is because they're not teaching those things, or they're only teaching it in limited ways, and they're not showing how you can use this over here and this over here. So anyway, Sebastian is one of those companies, and I love anything that has the oil infused, like Moroccan oil, argan oil. This one is Sebastian's dark oil line. I actually have one of their hairsprays that I'm still waiting to use up. That'll be in the next, that'll be in the August empties. But this one was a sample of their dark oil, jojoba and argan oil. There's a shampoo and the conditioner, and I got the trial size. And these I incorporated into my once again, I always try to, instead of just doing a whole new shampoo and conditioner, and I always add it into what I'm already using. That way my hair doesn't go into shock. I don't have to be like, oh no, I used this thing and it made my hair be totally flat. It might add a little change, but it's not a full major change when I incorporate it into using what I usually use. So let's say I always cocktail my products anyway. I use a lot of my Not Your Mother's, and then I use a little bit of a defrizzing shampoo, and then when I am adding something new, add in something new, same thing. And then I do the same thing with conditioner, the Not Your Mother's, the defrizzing conditioner, as well as this one. So this was like I said, the dark oil, jojoba and argan oil infused. This is an excellent product. They still carry the full size. These happen to be on sale, so I love them. I really enjoyed that shampoo and conditioner. It's one of those things that I would definitely take traveling. But it's only sold at either salons or probably also Ulta in the professional hair section, as well as the or Cosmoprof Beauty Supply. But I use a mix of everything, as I'm just going to talk about the next product. The next hair product was Frizz Shield Mist, which was PS Pro. It was $7. It still has a little taggy on it. This one I bought at Primark. This one actually had a nice scent, but it was okay. I used this as a when I wear my hair curly, and I kind of had, to calm down the frizz. It was okay. And sometimes I used it as a leave-in when I was blow drying my hair to get it more straight, like this. So it was pretty good. I'd give it like, kind of like a B plus or 6 out of 10 maybe. It wasn't like really low, but it wasn't high. It wasn't like my favorite. But I like trying new things, so it might work. And this is how it was for it was protecting against heat, damage up to 230 Celsius. So it is a heat protectant. So if you're looking for an affordable product, and I think I've also seen this at Dollar Tree, but this brand at Dollar Tree, but not this particular product. So you might have to check out Primark online, Primark in England, and they're starting to have Primarks in the USA. So anyway, check this out if you want an affordable leave-in conditioner, leave-in anti-frizz, what else leave-in heat protectant that you spray on your hair before you flat iron it. It's excellent. Pretty good. Excellent in terms of being affordable, and but there's a lot of other things that I use that I think did a little bit of a better job and have a little better frizz control. In fact, another thing that I bought at Dollar Tree that has that pistachio scent, that one is excellent, and surprise, so you just never know. Okay, so another thing that I got on a whim was I kept hearing about bond repair. Now, bond repair treatments are usually done in salons for the longest time, but as we know, as many with salon services get trickled down into the mainstream as far as uh, products sold. So what used to be something like a 3-step treatment at a salon for someone who had damaged hair, they'll package those products. Those companies will also package those products and then sell it to the public as a bond repair or a hair repair or something. And so there's a third element. Oh, well, I think it's still in my shower. But this one was a set that I got, and I talked about it when I first got it, when I did like an Ulta unboxing or some one of those things. And this was a bond repair shampoo, conditioner, and there was also a pre-treatment that you put on here. This one was excellent. This is excellent. I can't. This has really made a difference. There are many times where my hair just wouldn't grow, or it would be very, very damaged from all the coloring and highlight. And now I will say my hair is a little on the flatter side the day that I would give myself that treatment. But, or my blow dry wouldn't be as full, or if I'm going to blow dry it smooth. It wouldn't, kind of like collapse. It might last like a day and a half as opposed to 3 to 4 days. I'll still do 3 to 4 days till the next shampoo, but it'll be just like on the flatter side or whatever. But it will make my hair healthy. It's been made my hair healthier overall, and helped reduce a lot of the breakage because I had, multiple colors and highlights, and keeping the color and highlight fresh is a lot for the hair. If I was a college girl that could just be away for 9 months at school and not do anything with my hair, wear it in a messy bun, I wouldn't need it. But I'm making myself look good for clients every day, making myself look good for filming here. Of course, some days are better than others, but I'm always doing something with my hair, so that, and trying to grow it longer. Oh, geez, the brightness just came back in the phone for some reason. I never know when the phone's going to decide, oh, I'm going to decide to go bright, I'm going to decide to go dark. Lately, I've had that problem with the phone. But anyway, so so sometimes it's, I'm doing my hair on a regular basis and keeping it longer, and my hair is more fragile because I'm older, and I color it, and I have gray, and I have naturally curly, frizzy hair that I smooth out, and sometimes I'm letting it go curly, so I'm doing it either way, and I need things that work with the styling. Okay, so next, so I've talked about this line every time. This is my I call it my baseline, my base, hair product line. The Way to Grow shampoo. I use the Way to Grow conditioner. This is the leave-in after I rinse out the conditioner in the shower. I also spray this on. This is the other one that I just talked about, the one from Primark, I would sometimes alternate with just to try out that Primark one. But this is my main one. I use this, spray this in when it's wet, as well as put a little bit of argan oil. And then I either blow dry my hair, scrunch dry it, and then straighten it, or just scrunch it, let it go curly. But this is always, these are the must-have. This, the conditioner, which I still have in there, but these were the ones that were empty. Just the Way to Grow shampoo, Way to Grow conditioner. I also love We Beat the Heat hair. This is the thermal hairspray. They also have, and that's not your mother's. And then there's also an official quote, hold hairspray. This is finishing hairspray. So volumizing she's a tease. So, they all have fun names. Way to Grow, Beat the Heat. But this whole line, this is my tried and true that I mix all the other things into. And it's excellent. Even that bond repair, I mix that into. And then the other thing, this is another thing that they've discontinued, this whole Elastine line, which I'm kind of like not a fan of, the botanicals. This was the anti-frizz. This was the shampoo. I still have a little of the conditioner yet. This was the third thing that I would mix into that hair cocktail of shampoo and conditioner. So I don't know what I'm gonna have to be. I'm on the hunt now for a defrizzant shampoo, so that defrizzing shampoo, so that I can mix in. I like I said, I usually use two things that I know: a very good conditioning shampoo, conditioner, and then leave-in treatments. Okay, but even with those the shampoo set of products and the conditioning set of products are two or three things that mix together. The base one is always Not Your Mother's. The second one was this whole line, which we've had for about 3 to 4 or 5 years, and they're now phasing this out, unfortunately. And then something new. So that's when I would mix in that Sebastian that I just talked about, or that Bond Repair. I usually only do the Bond Repair about once a month, usually after I've colored, and either I freshen up the highlights, or just done overall color or some sort of treatment, just to give it some, to get the hair healthy again. But on a shampoo to shampoo basis, which is usually 3 to 4 days, I usually have this whole routine. So I'm sad that this one had a nice scent. It had the argan oil in it, and had was not a floral scent, so it did not bother me in any kind of way. All right, one of the last hairsprays. This is a frizz protectant of Garnier Fructis. This is a drugstore, but this is an excellent spray. It's in number 4. I usually try to use 3, 4, or 5. The numbers are here. That shows you the hold. I like it because it definitely does give you that sleek and shine look, but it's not a heavy sticky hold. Some of us are used to hairsprays that are super sticky, that when you go like that, your hand would stick to it. No, it's you spray it, your hair looks shinier, and it helps hold the style. But when you touch it, it doesn't. It's not like you have to wait for it to dry. It's almost like a dry holding hairspray. It's excellent. It's good for updos. I like using it for a multitude of different things. So, but I do notice the days when I do that bond treatment, my hair does not hold the curl as well, and I end up having to use a lot more hairspray. So that's why I go through. One thing is I go through a lot of hairspray, and I usually have 3 or 4 different kinds of sprays that I use throughout. Whether it's when I actually do all my styling, and then throughout the week, from morning to morning, what am I going to do with my hair? I'm going to put it up. I'm going to do it halfway. Am I going to do this? I always hit it with a little bit of that. Sometimes I'll put shine spray down here. Sometimes I'll work some argan oil down here. I'm always doing something. And then people are like, wow, your hair looks nice. I'm like, yes, because these are I've got a lot of stuff. I've got a lot of products. I go through a lot of steps, and this is why. When you see models on TV, and you see hair people, and you see people in commercials, and you see in general, not one person has washed and go. Not one person is get up and do nothing. They have had a hairstylist work on their hair for about 2 hours to give that just woke up casual. If you see model, you see Playboy, or any any kind of Maxim, any kind of girls, cute girls in magazines modeling, Sports Illustrated, unless they're just coming out of the water and their hair slicked back and totally wet, and I guarantee they've even put some little oil or something in it to make it look sleeker for the picture. The majority is they're having people work on them all day long. Maybe a little more oil, maybe a little more self tanner, maybe a little more lotion, foundation to cover up birthmarks, or maybe concealer, full body makeup, hair products, shine spray, a little more flat ironing here, this side's a little off. We're gonna Not a single person. That's the thing, is not a single person. Even if they look so quote natural, if when Pamela Anderson decided to stop wearing makeup when she kind of like relit her career, and people were so shocked, I'm like, that's what all of us look like without our makeup on. No one of us have look like this naturally. It's all an illusion, so The main thing is being in the business and using all these things, because I do all these steps because I enjoy the finished product, and I enjoy the process of transformation. But the transformation is there. The transformation is there. When my husband sees me and my face is red with rosacea and I have no eyebrows in the morning, no lips, no eyebrows, and no makeup on, no eyelashes, no nothing, nothing, no bra hanging down here, he sees the real me. Of course, he loves the illusion and the transformation, but he doesn't like waiting for how long it actually is. But that's the tea. That's the real truth right there. So, all right, couple more empties here to go. Cozy Vanilla and Almond. This whole hand sanitizer line from Bath and Body Works. I bought one of those Bath and Body Works hauls that I did. I bought a ton of these. Okay, I've got so many of these in a ton of different scents. And this is the Cozy Vanilla Almond, and they're called White Barn Collection, but it's the from Bath and Body Works. They're excellent. There's just a tad, just a tad, and I keep it in my purse. I have a fun little thing. It's like a keychain, but it's a little holder that's blingy that I can grab easy when I need. Even today, I was in a beauty supply. And there was some weird funky thing. I don't know if somebody had touched a hair product, something sticky, something oily. There was something nasty on the handle of this little cart that you pick up when you're buying multiple things. It was on I couldn't escape it. I tried to grab it from another part of the handle. Nothing. It was all nasty. And so I was there shopping, and so then as soon as I could have a free minute, I whipped out my stuff. When I got up to the thing and I wasn't going to use that cart anymore, got out my hand sanitizer, put that on, got it. Oh, my hands felt clean, felt good. This one's, I bought a bunch of different scents, so as I go through them, I'll be talking about them. So, but this one was the vanilla almond. I usually like all the warmer scents, just like my body washes. Okay, so speaking of body washes and bubble baths, these are two of the Avon bubble baths. I talk about them every time. Vanilla cream is one of my tried and true basics. But then they also have the Caramel Soul. This is one of the new summer scents. These are bubble baths, but you can also use them for a shower in place of shower gel. You can put them in your hand wash pumps. If you just buy those like empty hand wash pumps you buy at Dollar Tree, and you can fill it up. Put this in it. You can also dilute it like half and half, and you still have great lather. You can use this as a cleaner for a lot of things. Dishes, cars. A lot of people use these to clean their car, whether it's the interior. They put a little on a sponge and clean the interior. It's great for getting like those finger marks off. It helps things shine really great on the chrome and those things. And there are many Avon reps who run booths and do sales booths, like in the like some of those little fairs, county fairs, whatever, vendor booths. People who are car people will always buy out these Avon scents, the bubble bath, because there's something, the conditioning element in it that makes it great for your skin is also makes it a lot less of a harsh cleanser. It's an excellent cleanser, but it is not harsh, and it's safe on products like leather and things like that. And if anything, it has a moisturizing factor. So it's excellent. And so that's all my empties for the month of July 2025. I can't believe it. And so put down in the comments some of your favorite products that you like to use, whether it's personal care, whether it's aftershave, whether it's your favorite deodorant, whether it's your favorite a shower gel, what's your favorite personal care. This is beauty care, hair care, shampoo. What's your favorite shampoo? What's your favorite, just name one. It's no big deal, but just let me know. I'm curious to know what people are using, what your favorite things. Let's get a dialogue going and talk about, what some of your favorites are. Okay? So thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.